Welcome! Today we're exploring Aaron Beck's cognitive theory of personality, the foundation of modern cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. We'll look at his core concepts, how therapists assess clients using this theory, the techniques used in therapy, and finally, a critical look at its strengths and weaknesses. Aaron Beck was a famous American psychiatrist who created cognitive therapy, later known as CBT. His work changed psychology a lot, shifting focus from the past to how our present thoughts shape our emotions and behavior. Let's look at his main concepts one by one. The first core concept is the cognitive triad. Beck proposed that depressed people often think negatively in three areas: about themselves, about the world around them, and about the future. These three patterns feed off each other and form the core of depressive thinking. The second concept is cognitive distortions, thinking mistakes that make us feel bad. Examples include ignoring good things that happen or jumping to conclusions. In therapy, we learn to identify and fix these thinking errors. Third is automatic thoughts, quick, instant thoughts that come into your mind, usually negative, and appear automatically in certain situations. For example, thinking, "I will fail" right before a test. Fourth are cognitive schemas, deep beliefs or mental patterns formed from experiences, beliefs, and past learning. Negative schemas can cause wrong thinking or emotional problems. Fifth is collaborative empiricism. Aaron Beck said therapists should be like teamwork. The therapist and client work together, checking if thoughts and beliefs are true or not based on trust and cooperation. Sixth is cognitive restructuring, a main technique in therapy. First, you find the wrong or negative thoughts. Then you challenge them. Are they actually true? And finally, you replace them with realistic and positive thoughts. It's worth noting, though, cognitive restructuring doesn't always have strong scientific proof behind it, which is a point critics raise. Seventh, Beck introduced homework and behavioral activation techniques. Tasks are given after therapy sessions, for example, writing down thoughts. The goal is to encourage the client to do more positive and useful activities for a better mood. Now let's move to the second part, how Beck's theory is actually applied in therapy, through assessment and intervention techniques. Let's start with assessment, how a therapist evaluates a client using Beck's approach. There are 4 key methods. The first assessment method is interviews. At the start, the therapist talks to the client to understand their life, asking about current problems, family, school, and career, in order to understand the person and build a good therapeutic relationship. Second is self-monitoring. The client keeps track of their own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, recording them as they happen, which brings real day-to-day data into the therapy session. Third is thought sampling. The client records their thoughts at random moments triggered by a sound or reminder. This helps the therapist get a real, unbiased sample of the client's thoughts and identify patterns. Fourth are scales and questionnaires. Tools like the Beck Depression Inventory measure levels of sadness, and the Beck Anxiety Inventory measures levels of anxiety, helping the therapist measure how depressed or anxious a person is over time. Now let's look at intervention, the main techniques therapists use once a client has been assessed. The first intervention technique is guided discovery, also called Socratic dialogue. Here, the therapist asks smart questions that let you realize your own thinking is wrong, helping you see things more clearly on your own. Second is the 3-question technique. The therapist asks 3 questions which help you think deeply, see things more clearly, and be fair in your thinking. Third is the dysfunctional thought record, also called ADTR or thought sheet. It has 3 parts: the situation, the emotion, and the thought, which together help you understand your automatic thoughts and control your emotions better. The fourth intervention involves homework on automatic thoughts. Clients write down their negative thoughts and beliefs, work on changing them, and test them out by trying new behaviors, bringing this back to the next session. Now, let's critically examine Beck's theory. First, It talks a lot about thinking and doesn't focus enough on feelings or past experiences. Second, it's too personal, focusing on the individual's mind and ignoring society and culture. Third, it focuses too much on logic, but in real life, emotions and past experiences also strongly affect behavior. Fourth, it ignores some common factors. Beck explains disorders like depression and anxiety well, but doesn't fully explain other mental health problems. And fifth, while some parts of Beck's research are backed by strong scientific proof, some ideas still lack wide-ranging research. So to sum up, Aaron Beck's cognitive theory reshaped how we understand the mind, showing that by changing our thoughts, we can change how we feel and how we behave. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more psychology content.